Friends, welcome to episode something or other of the something or other app. Didn't have my notes open. It's literally the first time.
It's episode 38.
3029,
right.
episode 2.
Oh man, we've been on 3028 for so long.
12.
Yeah,
I believe.
I thought we were in 3029 now.
You are in 3029. The every episode of the season has been in 3029.
yeah.
What? I thought we were in 3028.
You were in
forever.
late 3028, but I counted it as 3029 because we'd already done the winter phase.
Oh, I forgot we did that already.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're all like that.
Yeah. All so confused by the times.
It's now January 2nd. Your group has come back with your mechs and your tanks and your bombs and your guns. You wake
In
up
your
in
head. They're fighting. Yeah.
Okay.
You laughed because I know, because that's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, he got there. Listen, I often make references and no one ever catches them, which is fine, I guess. But sometimes
do you want me to not catch them?
No, I do want you to catch them. I'm just didn't expect anyone to catch it, given the setup for it.
Oh man.
Yeah. You are all waking up. The camp is turning into somewhat more formal affair. Clearly delineated rows. The airfield is now 20% of the way looking like an airfield, which means that maybe you could pull the Stuka out of the hangar and point it in a direction.
What's the name of our operating base that we're on? What is it called?
Southern Command Post Whittington.
Good. So we get that fucking snare drum, like some like cool military, like dun 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 dun, and then we get the fucking little like do 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 do, like the fucking Modern Warfare like lime ass green. Yeah, that's I want to know what's in the lime ass green. Yeah, exactly. What's in the fucking lime ass, like the lime ass super fucking serif
Zulu time.
Yeah, like the over fucking serif typewriter fonts. You know, like that's lime green. Okay, with the deep.
We only
fucking
use
drop
papyrus
shadow.
in this house.
Oh my god.
No, God no.
Eric, you got to get that soundbite, my friend.
Yeah,
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
Aircraft carrier, South China Sea.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Top Gun. I watched that movie not that long ago. I got that reference.
Classic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Actually, somewhere in the Indian Ocean, I believe, is actually the intro.
it is. That's that one. South China Sea is another movie. Don't worry
There's
about it.
a million movies that do.
Just start with an aircraft carrier in the South China Sea. At least
Oh,
one
you're talking about
Bond
Star
movie.
Wars. You're talking about Star Wars.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay.
What is
back
even
on track here.
happening right now? So
Yeah, dude, use the Force, Gandalf.
the camp is coming to life as morning begins. There is more of a sense of looseness. People don't feel that their lives are threatened with every second of the day now. There is a sense of fear still, very specifically, because rumor going around the camp is that nobody knows what's going on with the air battle. The planetary forces recently lost 2 pilots. They're claiming that they destroyed 3 aircraft, but some of the aviators don't agree. It's not clear who has how many ships, given the fact that communication with the northern side has been somewhat tenuous. There is a rumor that today the Major will be making an appearance in camp, and that she's looking specifically to talk to Lieutenant Hiroka.
Well, I would also like to talk to her.
That's great.
Ben. I'm certainly... All right, so like there's probably a conversation, a Aaron Sorkin walk and talk scene with like me and Anko and Lachlan, where it's like, listen, I don't really like the status of this camp. I know that everyone's here is feeling unsafe, but I really feel like everyone else is also on edge about this air battle. Like it's basically just repeating what you just said, right? Only it's in character. But listen, I also have a meeting at 0900 with Major Garcia. Want you all to be there.
Will do.
I can certainly be there. I also have thoughts on what we might do in support of, well, the current objectives. Hopefully something that won't impede the ceasefire or infringe upon.
How much longer does it go?
Hopefully
It's
India.
5 days.
It's over.
Wait, what?
What do you-
It was just a 1-day ceasefire.
It was a 1-day.
For Christmas.
There was a Christmas ceasefire to last until the truce day, which was January 1st. It's January 2nd. War's back on, bro.
Yeah, war's back on.
Oh, got it. Okay. So never mind. She would say instead something same thing, but without the whole concern about the ceasefire.
Listen, I know that the Major has a questionable reputation about her methods, but I'll have none of you bringing that up in this meeting. You got it? We're gonna be treating them with the utmost respect.
Of course.
Understood.
Cut to, how dare you? You can't do that to. Sorry. Anyway, no. Okay. I'm ready to go to the meeting if we're. Oh, you got something?
I think like before, as we're like doing the walk and talk, Lachlan's just saying, I just can't get what Jano was saying out of my head. It's been rattling around in there since we talked. The Draconis Combine has been one step ahead of us the whole time. She's absolutely right. We need to change things, shift up the strategy, but most importantly, we need to figure out who the actual spy is. It's pretty obvious that it's not Anko, but they have someone.
I agree. I do have some loyal individuals that are trained in such skills to find out information.
Oh. The way you flesh out a mole is that you have to give everyone different information and see which information leaks out. With our communications in such a disarray, might be hard to tell what's an innocent mistake and what was done as a spy.
Uncle, your satellite phone rings.
What? Yeah, what's your ringtone?
It's the secure one you use for communicating with your operatives.
Yeah, so it's probably like a silent buzz. Yeah. And I think she like puts it to her she brings it up and says, "This is Magician."
So you hear a voice on the other side go, "Hello? Can you put Lachlan on, please?"
Very well. And she'll pass it over to Lachlan.
Yeah, Lachlan will like grab
Recognizing the voice.
we'll like grab the phone and we'll just be like, Xenia, is that you? Hello?
Yes. This. Okay.
Is everything okay? Things are good right now?
Dear, the planet is being invaded and we're under attack on a near constant basis over the last 12 hours. But yeah, we're doing okay otherwise.
I meant in regards. Yes. Okay. Good. Things are okay here, I suppose. I'm in the south at this base that they're setting up here. I wanted to make sure that I checked in.
The old Anko estate.
Everyone was safe.
Well, yeah, like there's just like a sigh and there's several seconds of waiting, and then she says, as safe as, a planet under attack and a stronghold under attack can be.
Right. Got it. And Bassett is he made it? Everything's good there?
I don't know that everything's good here, but Bassett made it. Sebastian is, helping me run things around here. It's a little chaotic, and is he okay? Did something happen to him?
Oh man. He will say, as far as I know, he was in sound health the last time I talked to him, but there's something I need to talk to you about. Honestly, it's something I meant to talk to you about kind of a while ago, and then there was a war and the communications went down, and well, right before the ball, I found out some disturbing news about Bassett's business. He's involved in all sorts of illegal activity. I had to report it.
What?
I know this is it's a lot to be throwing at you right now, but it's going to come through eventually, the results of this, and I didn't want it to come as a surprise when it happened. It's all sorts of illegal activity. He was involved with that Aki Herzog fellow that was on Hiroka's lands, and apparently I'm implicated as well. The worst part is the woman who told me all of this, she turned up dead.
Okay. There will not be any more talking until you say something, just to be clear. It is a long, quiet pause.
Yeah, and then maybe he's just like, Xenia, are you still there?
I have to assume that if you're making these accusations, you have evidence, right?
I've been looking into his books based on the person I interviewed. That's how I found her. There's an enormous amount of activity there that can't be explained normally. I haven't been able to extract it all and piece it all together, but I'm getting closer.
There's not an answer again.
Dun, 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 dun.
Look, if I could make this all go away in the face of the war, I would. This was a peacetime thing. I wanted to make sure that if somebody was breaking the law and fleecing the people of Whittington, that they had their recompense. But things have taken a rather serious turn around here, obviously.
Just total quiet.
Noise.
Is there any... I wish I could talk to you in person about this.
Me too. I'll want to investigate myself.
That's a good idea. You are frankly much better at piecing together numbers than I am. If there's anything to see in the math, I'm sure you'll notice it. But, dear, be careful. I know he's your friend, but this shines a rather nasty light on his activities the last few years. And a woman was killed.
I'm sure
worried.
This is all just a misunderstanding.
Fair enough. Like I said, be careful. Tell the kids that I said I love them, that I'm okay, and just make sure you don't let anyone in the compound unless they're cleared, you know.
Okay, so when you say that, she says, we're letting everyone in. We'll vet them, but we're letting everybody in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Of course, we don't want to turn away the people.
Even strange people who appear at my foyer at 2:00 in the morning holding a cell phone.
Yes, well, I guess that did work out better than it could have. I'm just saying, please be careful, darling. I don't know what I would do if the house fell while I wasn't there.
Are you okay?
I'm as good as I can be. I'm trying to put everything together. I've been put in charge of the noble forces. Hopefully, when Bassett and I can get back in touch, he can help with the Northern Front. Despite these accusations against him, he was helpful and a good ally as far as I can tell so far. Did his best in the city.
But that doesn't mean anything to you, because you think he's corrupt.
Like I said, Xenia, if I could undo this filing, I would. It's not something... I can't just withdraw the complaint once it's made. That's not how it works. I did it a week before I knew that the Draconis Combine was invading.
So, I feel like you've been with Xenia for a while, and I don't know. You definitely used to see her cry, and you can hear that noise, that heartbreaking noise over the phone, and she says, "What happened to talking to me before we did anything together?"
Oh man. Yeah, Lachlan is just going to be like, you're right. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
We can't do this. We can't do this right now. Not over a phone in the middle of a war.
You're right.
Is there anything else I need to know?
What else? Is there any other secrets Lachlan's been keeping from his life? I don't think there are.
Hard to keep track of all the lies.
Is it the secret love child? Is it the mistress that now lives with you?
He didn't lie about that. He was very honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was very honest about that.
Look, Lachlan carries a lot of baggage and it makes him difficult to love. But if you can just see through it.
I think that's the main lie that he has told. He will say, I purchased a bunch of new equipment that if we can make it through this, will keep our families safe for a long time. I intend to give the 2 of them at least to our children.
There's money on Battlemechs.
There is a pause, and she says, "We have 3 children."
Yes, and I have the Black Knight as well. I was always going to pass that down to one of them.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that everybody's getting something. Because we love all of our children equally in their own way.
I told you years ago that I was planning on making sure that all of our children, Celeste included, had a chance to be Mechwarriors if that's the path they wanted to take. And I intend to make good on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear that she's starting to choke up a little bit.
He's going to say, I'm sorry, I have to go now. Honey, I love you. I'll try to make sure that I can come see you as soon as I can. I don't know when it will be, but I'll make it happen.
Okay.
I think
she mutters something. Can't really understand it that well. She hangs up.
Oh, I was gonna say, because
you're gonna say, no, hand it back to the agent who gave it to you.
Yeah.
Too late.
No, I mean, I think the main reason is because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get a mission going. But yeah,
is that the only person you have contact with?
No, we'll say that there are several other people, but their loyalty is untested, unlike Cypher.
Right.
All right. Well. Now Lachlan's all shook up going into the meeting.
Do you hope that she said "I love you" as her last words?
That's obviously what he's gonna choose to believe.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, good. Hey, Lachlan's gonna a taste of what Kuro felt when he was being secretive about the Bassett investigation.
Honestly, yeah, he really should have just told Xenia before filing the lawsuit. And honestly, it may have been it would have been an interesting thing to see how this would have played out if there wasn't a war that stopped him from telling her for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes wars do come at the most inconvenient times, don't they?
They really do. I was on such a groove, consolidating power, getting things going industry-wise, putting my plans into progress, and then...
Too bad you lost on the home front. The only front that matters in the end.
Oh.
Wow. AP, man.
I don't know. I feel like every time I've been...
Always win the home front. Always win the home front.
Every time there's been a chance to roll to see if Xenia and Lachlan's relationship is going okay, it's gone pretty well. So that's what I've been floating on so far.
Well, as we know, sometimes it's not about what you roll, but what you do.
Yeah. No, I'm on your side. Filing a lawsuit against someone's best friend that raised them without telling them, not a great move as a spouse. Not the best move.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Just know that conversation has set off several clocks into extreme high motion.
I mean, yeah, but look, you know what, AP? The thing about lies is that the longer you wait to come clean, the worse the consequences are. Sometimes you gotta face the music.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, most of the time, if you wait long enough, you're either dead or someone goes, "Well, that was 70 years ago."
Exactly.
Just because we performed experiments on that
Look,
subsection of the populace doesn't mean we're bad.
These are feudal dynasties. If anything, those are the secrets that really fuck your house over and destroy it from the inside.
We were young. We were boys.
Oh, right. Yes.
What's a war?
Wow.
The Knights
It's just
Radiant.
a war.
Boys will be boys card, eh?
The real drama that's gonna come after Lachlan's death is when he forgets to write a will and he just like promises each of his kids like what mechs they get, and then when he dies, they all kill each other over the mechs.
I feel like Xenia will probably prevent some part of that.
Yeah.
I guess
was
put
expecting
the battle mech down.
I was expecting you to go, no, the Black Knight, that's getting entombed with me like a pharaoh. Ain't no one getting that.
I'm going to ride that into the heavens to fight the battles with
Valhalla.
Kerensky.
Yeah.
Wait long enough and you can battle with Kerensky.
What?
He's still alive?
Mecha Kerensky. No.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. He actually hasn't been buried yet, though. He's floating on a spaceship in the middle of space in a glass coffin. People go up and see him.
Kuro.
Yeah, right.
He actually doesn't get buried for like another 125 years.
Yeah, it's a while.
Yeah. Yeah, his corpse is just floating around for like 300 years. Just letting people look at him.
Oh my
Totally normal.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to decompose in space, so.
They keep him on the bridge of a warship.
In space, nobody can hear you.
Yo, dude,
decompose.
is it plugged into the machines? Is it like 40K? Like at that point,
I
is it a
don't
machine
know.
spirit at that point?
All right.
right.
Where are we going with this?
Okay, so at this point, you all are finishing up breakfast, which is like any other military breakfast in a hastily set up camp in the middle of nowhere.
Instant eggs.
Delicious.
It's great.
Instant eggs.
Chalky biscuits and gravy that's more gravy than sausage.
Yep. Also, the
Instant
the
eggs.
instant variety.
Yeah.
And instant eggs. Yep.
Yep.
Been there.
On the far side of the mess hall, there's suddenly a lot of standing and saluting, all like in a wave towards you, as you see Major Garcia headed towards your table.
All right. 10 hunt.
Okay. Yep. She says, Lieutenant, would you come with me, please?
Major. I would request my
Lance?
staff come along with me.
Oh, no.
You have a staff, Lieutenant? According to this TO&E, you
Just-
don't have anyone assigned to you.
We haven't had a lot of time to fill out all the paperwork, Major. But we'll catch you up at the meeting.
Are these two signing up to join Planetary Command? Are they members of my regular military, Lieutenant? Or
No,
are
they're
you
members.
suggesting your noble friends come to a briefing of the military?
I only suggest my staff comes along to important military command meetings, Major.
I agree. Your staff will be in attendance.
I tell you what, Jasper, I understand. Major, when you get the chance, I would appreciate if we could coordinate. As the leader of the noble forces, I just want to make sure that I am helping and not hurting.
Don't worry. I'll be by to tell you what I need from you.
All right. Well, Major says my friends can't come, so sorry, y'all.
That's all right.
Yeah, Lachlan's totally fine with this.
I'm not gonna even make a roll to push that. I'm fine. I'll be in the. Don't mean to piss off the Major.
Yeah, Lachlan will just like give you like a little fake salute as you head off.
I think Anko will get on the communicator at some point and pull Lachlan aside to coordinate something.
Okay, so as the major and the lieutenant leave, a lot of people sit back down to continue eating breakfast, but there is a lot of awkward staring in the two of your directions, like, oh shit, you guys just got dunked on.
Lachlan will anytime like somebody is looking, Lachlan will like do something to like escalate the awkward, right? So like if somebody's like makes eye contact with him, he'll like wink, or he'll like do a little wave, or like give him a peace sign, like yeah.
Okay, Tony Stark.
Oh gosh. Yeah, whereas Anko is just calmly like eating her breakfast, finishing, and then like conversing with Lachlan until it's like, we'll talk soon about the operation we discussed earlier.
Wait, what operation did they discuss earlier?
The one about going after Bassett's information.
No.
Lachlan
Would not have suggested that to you. That was Sam who suggested that to you.
Oh, well, yeah, so I think it's more of like a Anko suggesting that they should converse later.
Okay, yeah. If you just say let's talk later, he'll just nod and he'll say, I have a stack of paperwork I'm going to have to get to. Do you want to help with that? There's a lot to manage. Planetary supplies, feeding people, making sure that we have bullets, logistics. It's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun down there.
I can certainly aid you in that. I am working on consolidating what I have from my house as well. Good. Excellent. Jana, well, she probably won't appreciate your help, honestly, but I will. So that's something. Yeah. These eggs are terrible. I can't eat this.
I'm sorry. I can just imagine somewhere there's just a poster that says like, put the I in logistics, McDougal under it. So, in like a fucking like
awesome.
Boeing fucking font with some like fucking dude like with a fucking like microscope for some reason, like looking at some paperwork of the chart behind it.
It's 100% a billboard that's like now flapping, like half cut off in the spaceport that's been blown up. Like it's
McDougal Logistics. We put the I in logistics.
What do we? It's the McDougal Group, right? That's what we ended up calling your corporation.
I'm trying to remember because it's or was it like I thought it was.
I think it's the like McDougal Group, and then it has numerous sub corporations.
Maybe there's definitely the McDougal shipping concern, right? Like that's like the traditional like the family business. Right. But anyway,
this means Philip Davies though comes with me. He's my squire.
Your squire is not a member of your military staff.
Are you serious? He's literally my personal intern. How is he not coming on this meeting?
Your military duties and your noble duties are strictly separate in the eyes of the federal government.
I don't understand the question. All right. I mean, I don't understand it, but that doesn't mean that obviously Jasper doesn't understand it. So that's fine. So Jasper does whatever then.
Okay.
All right.
He will stand outside the tent and be ready if you need anything.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's all I want.
I feel like he's in like an ill-fitting military uniform that's had the patches removed, so he doesn't accidentally seem like a soldier.
I would not let my fucking squire be looking like that. There's no way.
Let's make a roll.
Okay.
Protocol.
Easy. No fear.
Oh yeah.
No fear.
Listen, you got. It
told you no fear, dude.
It's a fresh uniform. No fear. Crisp. Those lines. They're hospital corners clean.
Badger's winning best dressed. If there's a guy in this camp.
For the folks at home, that's a double 6 on those dice right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's even got a jaunty beret set at a perfect angle.
Yep.
Awesome.
Taught him how to do it. I'm so proud of my boy.
So the major stands over a sand table and says, Lieutenant?
Major. Salute. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Protocol.
She dismisses your salute. I don't know what it's called. She salutes you back so that you stop saluting.
Yeah.
It's this weird.
I'm sorry, military
salute
people.
cycle.
I don't know what it's called. I just know what they do in the movies. What's the status of your noble contingent here, Lieutenant?
Hungry.
Believe I just pulled you away from breakfast, so my apologies.
No, for glory, Major.
Well, the Federated Sons doesn't give a shit about your glory.
Well,
I do have a mission for
understood.
you where you might gain some measure of respect from the armed forces of the Federated Sons, if that's what you still serve on this planet, son.
I believe we'll settle for that, Major.
Good. Now, I was speaking with the head of the planetary government earlier, for what that's worth. There is a group of individuals who have connections to you. Among them are several trained Mechwarriors, and they have ties to both you and to the Draconis Combine. I want to make it very clear, we cannot allow these individuals to fall into the hands of the Draconis Combine and bolster their forces. These people have guns, they have training. There are rumors from my intelligence division that they may even have some sort of light vehicles or tanks. They are armed, they are motivated, they follow religious doctrine, they're dangerous. If you cannot recruit these forces, then they need to be denied to the enemy. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the sand table. Is there anything that shows me off these are the what are they called?
So they are called the Azami. So they are in the west, and they are in the western west. Like they are. So the capital city is basically surrounded by open plains lands for a while, and then it goes out in almost every direction but east. It goes out into the massive forests that the planet gets its industry from. To the far, far west is the western port city.
Would it be called the Westfold?
It's called the Western Marches.
Was the Gondor there? Was Gondor there when Westfold fell?
Wow.
Gondor seeks our aid.
The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Rohan will answer.
All right, calm down, Lord of the Ring nerds. No one's
Never.
singing the song of the
Never,
Iluvatar.
Never, dude. Never.
Wow,
The dwarves shall be denied.
That was so much of a deeper pull than anything you said. Why do you call us nerds?
He's trying to one-up us is what he's trying to
Meanwhile,
do.
you're over here fucking simmerilling
Yeah, exactly.
on our memes.
Oh my god. Dude, there was a recent episode of Stephen Colbert's Late Show that he just like goes deep into the lore of Silmarillion. It was so funny. So good.
I mean, he showed up in the
Tolkien.
Hobbit movies, so you know.
This is Tolkien, that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she outlines like the west coast of this continent has a single port. It's basically like a small naval exploration base. So there is a military presence there of like a submarine and like a small surface navy of a destroyer and a series of like submarines. Mostly it's used for like naval reconnaissance. They're attempting to find not new elemental, but like rare earth metals. So this system is asteroid rich, which is how the McDougal group makes most of its money, is mining the belt. And some of those metals have fallen onto the planet, and a lot of them end up underwater because of how much space water takes up on a planet. So it's like a military civilian joint in their public-private partnership deal. It also happens to be extremely hot and sandy, which works pretty well for the Azami since their planets are basically giant hell balls.
Curiously, what was the normal means of traversing from where we currently are, the capital city, to there?
There is one major highway and several logging roads, and of course you can fly there. The highway is Battlemech rated because it goes from the capital to a military base.
Sure. No trains or anything like that?
I think that there might be trains. There's definitely some form of like canal that would allow trees to flow back to the capital city.
Sure. Okay. I'm obviously not there, but I'm just asking for everyone's benefit.
I mean, you would all know about this because you've lived here for
right.
part or most of your lives. And this is like the major industry of the area is the rare exotic woods of Whittington. With an H, not the one without the H. Oh, wait, are we the one with the H? We're the one without the H. We're the one without the H.
Say, did we just teleport?
We have
I'm
no
really
H, but...
tired. I've been playing a shit ton of Empyrean.
I don't know that game, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh my god. Actually, don't tell Eddie about that game. I actually like my friendship with Eddie. I'd like to see him again.
I'm going to stream it tonight, so...
That is entirely Eddie's game. So, all right.
You were literally just talking before the stream about how you wanted to do in-cockpit flipping switches, analog control. That's what this game is about.
Let's not talk. Okay.
Anyway,
you set things...
Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me.
You just set a motion sensor, so when you walk off your ship, it turns on all your exterior lights, but powers the ship down.
To another interlude of AP and friends go on tangents.
So, she's outlining a mission. She keeps using the word neutralize.
Yeah.
If you can't recruit them, neutralize them.
And I want to be clear here. Like, you described the Azami here. So I'm wondering if... I'm just trying to figure out whether or not Jasper would feel like... You know, like, is this like a tense scene? Like, is there music here that's like, you know, that's drawing this tension? Am I feeling conflicted about this mission or not? And
are you?
Just right now, I'm not really feeling it because, like, aren't they
no
related?
Music. It's a simple military briefing.
Yeah, like, but like, this isn't related at all to the past with my run-ins with the Herzogs.
These are the remnants of the Aki Herzogs.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying, AP, is that I'm having trouble understanding, like, as a player, if I should, like, do I know any of these people? Like, were they part of, like, my, like, I know they were a fringe of that group. That doesn't mean, like, I know all that group, you know?
That's not like they were a fringe of the group. So, like, roughly half of the people that you knew and worked your fields are in this group. Right. The other half of all either died or fled into criminal activity.
Major, I know these people.
That's why I'm sending you, Lieutenant.
We didn't end on the best of terms.
I don't care.
But I'll bring them in on the best of terms. Let me finish my cool line.
As you know, the Federated Sons Armed Forces military charter allows you one cool line an episode. I'll allow it.
It's actually in my contract.
I'll allow it.
Like, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I always have to have at least a couple of one-liners in every movie.
Lieutenant, if you need to recruit these people, you are authorized to extend them basic recruitment as partisans underneath the Federated Sons Armed Forces Charter. You may also recruit them via direct action, or if you want to bring them into your house forces, I really don't care, as long as they are not working for the enemy.
Understood, Major. I'm trying to read into the Major here. The question I want to know is whether or not this is like, is this a test for me? Is this like an actual like mission critical important mission?
When you look at her, you get the idea that this is mission critical. The idea, like, she's almost sweating in the way that, you know, like, she's the command military officer and she would never sweat in front of her men. But, you know, in a tent with just you and her, and you're theoretically a member of her senior staff, it's, oh God, there's like 24 trained Mechwarriors behind us, possibly with military equipment, with ties to the Draconis Combine, who could potentially be recruited to join the enemy war effort. Like, none of that sounds good.
Major. No. Right. So just forgive me, Major, if this is out of turn, but it always feels like we're playing defense. When are we going on offense?
How about you bring these boys back? We'll talk about offense. We've been spending far too much time following doctrinal commands, spreading our forces out across the planet. The Draconis Combines incoming invasion specifically countered us. We aren't used to being invaded. We mostly deal with raiders trying to steal some of Jacobson's crap.
Got it. This is the polite military protocol way of saying, God damn it, dude, let me have an awesome mission. Right?
She is giving you an awesome mission.
I know, but like what I'm saying is like let me at them. Let me take down the Draconis Combine.
Okay.
I want to fight them rather than save people. I want to like do damage to them.
Okay, you know? Lieutenant, I can see that your blood is up. How about you follow orders and we'll see about getting you on the battlefield, because don't worry, there'll be plenty of people to eliminate by the time this is over. Gotcha. This isn't a movie. This isn't some sort of fictional role-playing narrative game. We're a real military. And you'll have your chance to get in a Battlemech cockpit before this is all done. Unless for some reason Blake comes down here and smites our enemies for us.
The assistant. Yeah. There's like an assistant like holding like two, like a Battlemaster, like pew, 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 and they put him back down on the map. Oh, okay. Crystal clear, Major.
Talk to me about Anko Khan.
Fine noblewoman, a finer soldier.
You are willing to attest for her character?
Absolutely. She has displayed coward. God, I don't want to say cowardice. Too much coffee. She has displayed utmost courage in the defense of the space station. She single-handedly saved the power generators, saving hundreds of people. Furthermore, she has then distinguished herself, putting her own mechs in harm's way to eat direct fire. Not caring about the value of them, but rather the value of the lives and the people in this country, this planet.
Okay. So she makes a roll while staring at you, trying to read you, and says, I don't care what the nobles say about her. I'm assigning you to keep an eye on her. I need to know any sign of disloyalty. You are to arrest her immediately.
Major, if I suspected any sense of disloyalty, I would never go on a mission with her.
Good. That's exactly what I want to hear from one of my officers.
Good. When are we getting? What do you think? When we're still low on supplies though. What are we going to do about like our water source, and our food? Like, what are we? I'm sorry. I just have like military babble, like logistic questions.
She's just like, you don't need to worry about any of that for right now. I'll be negotiating. No, she wouldn't say negotiating. I'll be making sure that the planetary government supplies us with what we need. That's not your area of operations. Your area of operations is operations. I believe you have orders.
Right, Major. And I leave pissed.
Okay. She goes, You're literally going in two directions at once. You're like, I want a glory mission. And then you're like, what's the logistical supply situation? We got enough water cans?
No, sure. But I guess it's because we're doing the military, like, hardcore dialogue scenes. Yeah. But what's not being said here is like, yeah, I'll absolutely go on this mission. But also, what's the greater picture here? What's going on? Why can't we?
She's not ready to discuss that with you.
And that's exactly what I got out of it. Okay. And so that's why it felt like a right turn, different dialogue tree.
It keys you into the fact that if she's not willing to talk about it, it's probably really bad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I got that. I got it. Yeah. I leave that tent and that like a minor key of the Hirokin theme is playing. I understood.
So weird that a military officer would assign you to do busy duty in order to prevent you from thinking about how bad the situation currently is.
All right. Well, I can't wait to tell my friends about this critical mission. Which is what I'm going to do.
You go.
Well, first I got to talk
friends.
to Badger, right? Yeah. Oh, Badger.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Got another chance for you to step up.
Of course, my lord. I would love to.
And are you now? I'm going to say involves the Herzogs.
Are we going
there
to
maybe a
eliminate
problem?
those vile traitors?
No, we're going to redeem them.
Okay, like morally or religiously, like some of those don't sound very good.
I don't answer him.
Okay, he just
Badger
falls
is the
in line
best.
behind you.
Badger is the best. He's the Podrick Payne of our show.
We're gonna find out he has a huge.
Oh my god. Wow. Thanks
Hey,
for finishing my
I didn't
sentence.
say
right.
it, man. I just left it there.
Oh, I thought you were waiting. No, I thought it would be funny.
He's got a
it was funny.
huge
It was funny.
set of dice. I always make his dice bigger when I roll.
Wow.
Oh man.
All right.
Maybe that'll be canon from now on. Yeah, the three of you meet up again. Where and when? Doing what?
Where do I meet you two?
Lachlan's working.
Yeah, so I think we're in like maybe our own tent, or maybe even I took you to the like an office in the old hangar.
Does Lachlan have an office now that he's been given a command position at this camp?
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You have been. I mean,
It's also
yeah.
Kuro's or
I feel
Anko's
like
old
that
home.
because you're part of the civilian government. And you're a member of high ranking. You are given a private space.
Huzzah.
Yeah, I'm also commanding the noble forces. So
Well, remember the noble forces fall in Battletech. Noble forces fall under the command of the highest ranking regular military officer in almost every government.
So what exactly did Sir Irwin give me with that?
You are in command of the noble forces, but Mayor Garcia can be like, "Hey, do what I want," or there'll be
Right, okay,
there'll
gotcha.
be consequences later. I'm going to say very bad things about you to high command.
Gotcha. Yeah, so then we can probably just in Lachlan's office then.
Okay, so I think that's when Anko, like as you're doing busy work, she pauses for a moment, and looks up from the work that you're doing, or the work she's doing, and says, "I've been thinking about it. I think this is our opportunity to maybe find more information on Bassett. I want to clear Kuro's name."
No, I don't know that Bassett is likely to clear Kuro's name, anything to do with him at this point, but I suppose I don't disagree.
If we find the actual traitor, it will clear, or at least hopefully clear, some of what Kuro and I have done.
You think Sebastian is working with the Combine? You think he's the traitor?
With our previous discussions, it seems to tie in.
I find that unlikely, honestly. Seems to be completely unrelated. As far as I can tell.
Except that someone from my house was captured by the Combine that had ties to Bassett's forces.
Wait, what?
I think this was in the packet that Kuro gave you.
This feels like a mix-up, though.
But that's absolutely true. Based upon what AP has told me of like what's happened to like Kane's family, Virgo Kane, the tech,
Yeah.
was kidnapped and taken, And that
Not by
ties
the-
in.
He's being held by a organization called Sheepdog
They're not working for Bassett.
that you know of.
That you know of. But there
And,
was a tie. There
but
was
we
a
also
tie-in.
don't know that they're working for the Combine.
There is a tie-in with the fact that they had information they shouldn't have, and the Combine tried to blackmail Onko into giving them quick access
That is
via
true.
their home.
That's
That
messed
part,
up.
correct.
Yes.
Some
And-
parts of this in Overreach, other parts correct.
Yeah, Lachlan is not buying this logical chain. He's gonna say everything I can see seems to indicate that the only person that Sebastian is really loyal to is his own interest on Whittington, which is massively undermined by the Draconis Combine invasion. He seemed to just want to exert total control, both of the political sphere, the business sphere, and the underworld.
Well, either way, having more information on Bassett's doings and movement will perhaps shine light on what he has done with the Talent 7, I think it was, with Talent 7 and other information brokers.
I've continued my investigation as I could, but the war has sort of disrupted that. I don't disagree. Having more information seems good. I think if you think that this is just some path to reveal Bassett as a traitor for the Draconis Combine, I think it's wishful thinking at best.
Perhaps. However, it still sits ill on my family. Either way, I'm saying that with all the confusion, we could perhaps find some information. And I was offering that since I know you've mentioned it a few times now.
What do you mean find information? You know what? I don't think I want to know.
Just when I show up.
If like Jasper walks in as Lachlan is being like, do whatever you need to do, but I think it's best if I'm unaware.
Do I need to
Legal
come
purposes.
back? Yeah. I say, do I need to come back?
No, it's fine.
Okay, good.
It's nothing. Just
Well,
talking about trying to figure out who might be
A traitor.
a traitor, frankly.
Lachlan, someone busts into your office behind Jasper with a series of papers.
you fucking serious right now?
Yes.
No, that's in character.
Oh. Oh, yeah. He stops and holds a salute. It says, Lieutenant.
Corporal?
Yeah. He hands the papers over to Lachlan and then gets out and goes back to jogging.
I look at the papers.
It is a request for the nobility to attend an escort mission and provide support for Lieutenant Jasper Hiroka on a priority mission.
Wow. Imagine getting your fucking message before I get to tell you about it. Holy shit. Somebody wrote at fucking stenographer speed up the mission write-up that I just heard about, got it printed off a dot matrix printer and ran it over to you faster than it took me to get here.
Yeah, Lachlan is just gonna be like,
Damn, dude.
was this what you were gonna tell us?
Exactly.
You're
Listen,
muted.
it was probably written before your
I'm
meeting.
muted?
No.
I-
It was Sam was for briefly.
Oh.
What's the mission?
Oh,
I was asking either one of you.
They'll just hand you the
I grabbed the paperwork, and describe it to you, and just saying
Okay,
how
okay.
we have to go off to the west and go quote unquote recruit or neutralize. No, I guess the objective is that these people cannot fall into the hands of the Draconis Combine.
Yes.
Right.
Ambiguous wording.
Well, looks like Daki Herzog is going to be the center of attention once more. The Azuma, right? Is Azama? Sorry. Azami. Fuck. The Azami are going to be have a leading part to play here. The Majors says that this is mission critical for us to go. make sure they don't fall in the hands of the Draconis Combine. They're afraid of that their mech piloting capabilities would augment the Draconis Combine forces too great for our own.
Oh,
I didn't have
they
the
would
heart to tell her.
augment ours.
Yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell her that I don't feel the same way. But if this is what's important, then this is what's important. Okay.
Well, curiously, we also find ourselves in a need of more mech pilots.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily trust this crew.
It's understandable.
We're
Perhaps
not.
We can redeem them.
Unfortunately, now is not a position where we can be picking and choosing who we get to work with. As Anko says, hopefully we can use this as an opportunity to make some of them trustworthy.
Shall we prepare?
They're not going to have an alternative. Like, you read the fucking briefing, dude. Like, it's very much like join or die. Like, there's this isn't a negotiation, this is an ultimatum. So yeah,
Lachlan will say,
the last word.
Did you happen to talk to the major about getting us some pilots for the new hardware we picked up?
No, the major's not concerned about that.
All right then. Well, look, if a couple hundred tons of mech and tank aren't enough to concern the major, I suppose we can figure it out on our own.
Yep.
AKA Jasper forgot.
Well, she didn't ask.
No, I didn't ask because, like, clearly she's not interested in anything other than this mission and shitting on us. So I'm just not going to. Yeah, like she was.
Like if she wanted to know about it, it's not like it's a mystery to her that like we marched this like fuckload of mechs back, you know.
So you have to get ready to set up this mission. And looking over the mission briefings and stuff like that, is this a chance for me to bring out the Atlas or no? Like in terms of the speed of this mission.
You are in command. The longer it takes to get there, based on, you know, your whole unit's strength, the longer it takes for you to get back, and the more advance proceed without you.
Question for you then.
You know, driving in a fleet of SUVs is going to get you there a hell of a lot faster than taking an Atlas, but a fleet of SUVs does not have the same gravitas as an Atlas.
Yeah, I feel like asking people to join when you're in an Atlas, I get an advantage or something. You know what I mean?
You mean the giant death head skull on it?
Yeah, that says.
Hey, yes,
it is
side. Rather intimidating.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I'm bringing it.
Sounds like you're going in there and you're just going to immediately threaten them. Then.
No.
Well, they can take it as a threat when I say to join. That's on them. But I will be. No, I guess cool. Yeah, I'll be bringing it to Mari.
Just to be clear, Eddie, from that scene, Lachlan is definitely on board with you doing this. He just doesn't want to know because he knows he's going to have to testify in court at some point very soon. Yeah. He doesn't want to have to lie on the stand about the fact that we robbed Bassett's house.
Yeah, I think Anko would probably have played it. Well, I mean, I as a player didn't think about this, but would probably played it a little bit more wishy-washy, like codified a little bit.
I think it was fine. Like she didn't say outright like how she was gonna do the investigation. That's why I was like, Lachlan was like starting to think through it and was like, oh wait, hold on, these are just a bunch of fucking spies. Wait, no, I don't want to be involved in this. Do whatever. Just go get the information and tell me.
Okay. So my question for the group, should I bring the hammer hands or the grasshopper?
I mean, if Eric is gonna run heavy and bring the Tamari, I'll go ahead and bring the imp. No reason not to. So I say go for whatever you're feeling, even if it's heavy, because you're gonna be faster than us regardless, probably.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole purpose of my role.
Show of force.
Which variant of imp did you have?
I have 2E? The imp 2E.
Okay.
And curiously, we don't have the facilities to like transplant the ECM out of the Dragoon, right?
Not even remotely. You people don't even understand how the ECM works.
That's fair.
It's like monkeys banging rocks on it. You literally have no idea how it works. The Capellan Confederation is the only one who understands ECM technology in the modern day.
Got it. Good to know. Then yeah, sure, we'll grab the Grasshopper 5N.
Okay.
Nice. Well, PPC. We are a PPC heavy crew right now.
Are you bringing anybody else with you, like Philip or any tank forces, any other mechs?
I mean, will Garcia give us people to put in the tank I bought? Then I don't have tankers.
Like, are we supposed to bring these people back with us? Is that like part of the mission?
Yeah. Azami? Yes. Your mission is to either bring them back on your side or neutralize them.
I think
And
Eric.
we're not given any SUVs or like, you know, any armored personnel carriers.
Yeah, get the hover tank.
I mean,
Get the
it's
hover
expected
APC.
that you have those kind of forces on your side, Lieutenant. You've even been assigned members of the noble staff here that are known to have those hover tanks.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to need to borrow those hover tanks.
So we can bring.
Okay.
So we'll bring the APCs.
If you request it, your entire tank force is remitted back to you, Anko.
Then I will ask for it.
Okay, then it is returned.
All right, so we got tanks. I will ask. Oh, actually, is Morgan injured? Can she come with us?
She can't come with you. She is injured.
I think. How is she looking? Lachlan would maybe we
One
can
point
maybe
of
we need to
pilot
see.
damage.
But like, is that like I'm like bruised up and okay, or is it like I'm concussed and I want to stay in the game, coach?
But yeah, makeup is covering the bruises. You would only know to look if, as a Solaris gladiator, you know that she has to always look good on camera. Only someone looking really closely would ever notice that she's taken any damage at all.
I'm just trying to like get like from like a narrative perspective. Like
if you have a
somebody gets
mission,
shot in the
she's
head-
ready to go. She wasn't shot in the head, right? Like she got injured either cockpit hit or ejecting. She's fine, more or less.
Okay, she's just beat
It would take
battered up.
5 more hits in order for her to die.
Okay,
just
got
to be
it,
clear.
got it,
So
got it. All right, well then I will.
She's lost 1/6 of her hit points. How does she
Lachlan-
look? You tell me.
Lachlan will ask Morgan if she wants to if she wants to come, and B, if she does want to come, if she wants to try out one of the new mechs.
Her answer to the new mechs is no, because she hasn't gotten a chance to imprint
accommodate.
her gyro onto it, and neither have you. Right?
So I can't take the new mech.
You can, but you will suffer a piloting penalty in the process.
Ooh.
You're going to suffer a 1 piloting penalty for both the Grasshopper and the Imp because you've never piloted them before.
Except that I have the helmet.
The Starlink helmet. Yep. Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay, that's actually interesting. What do you guys think? Because that makes me a 4 or a 2-4.
I mean, it's not terrible because I mean, we don't necessarily do a lot of piloting checks. You're mostly the gunner.
When you get shot a lot, I've been getting shot a lot.
And how long does it take for you to acclimate?
Weeks of training.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't just hop in a mech and it works immediately the way you want it to.
Right.
I mean, yeah, the mech will physically move in the direction you want it to, but it'll hurt you in the process, and the mech will move slower than normal.
Right. I guess I'll just take the Black Knight then and just wait to once I acclimate to these mechs, I can do that.
Yeah, but I feel like we're moving at a very fast pace, so it's like day and day. Like I don't know if we're ever going to actually be able to acclimate if that's the case.
To
So you may as well
new
just
mechs
take
you
it.
just bought today.
Well, I mean,
Well-
I'm sure we're gonna have a week or two jump at some point. Like
Maybe.
this war is is years long. I'll take the Black Knight for now.
Okay. And let me just confirm everybody's gunnery and piloting. Lachlan, you're a 2-3.
Yeah.
Okay, Jasper, you're a 3-4.
Yeah.
And what's your brand of Atlas?
No, wait, I'm not a 3-4.
You're not a 3-4.
No, I'm 2-3.
You're a 2-3. Okay. This is why we're doing this.
Wait, are you
Gunnery,
gun?
2 gunnery, 3 piloting.
Oh, yeah, you're the same as Lachlan. Oh, nice.
And Anko Khan.
I am a 3-2 if we're going the same.
How much would it cost to get my piloting better, by the way?
Depends on which path you're taking.
For me to up my piloting,
I would love to get my gunnery higher.
It's 4 times 1.5, right?
So
I think it's the new skill times 1.5, right?
I would have to increase my.
Is that how it works?
Gunnery +2.
Gunnery plus reflex. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I could increase my reflex, I guess. That would be pretty boss. But
The returns on that are not. Yeah, the returns on increasing reflex are not 1-for-1.
Right, I know.
Stats are. It's like two times the new value, and for skills it's 1.5 times, I believe. So for me to get up to 2 piloting would cost 6.
And talk to me about other forces you're bringing.
Well, so I don't know if it was clear to me when we started how many tanks and like tankers and things like that I have. I've got soldier at arms and I've got militia. I didn't write anything
Soldier
else
at
down.
arms are your tankers.
Oh, got it. Okay, so I've got 8 of those.
So you can fill 8 crew slots on tanks.
Okay.
Each tank will have a different crew requirement.
I think I've got the APCs. I've got the high scout, the maxim APC, and the hover APC. So
okay, hover APCs require a crew of 1.
So we'll definitely have that.
Quick question.
Yep.
How much does it cost? How much costs an XP to raise a skill from 3 to 4? 1.5.
3 to 4. So
I feel like we should really just get the book open for this one. This question has been asked like 4 times. So regular hover APCs require 1 because they're super light, and the maxim requires a crew of 4 because it's got like 8 weapons on it.
Okay. And does the hover APC have weapons on it or no?
It has a machine gun for gunning down infantry.
Okay. And the high scout?
It's not a transport craft, but you can bring it if you need to. It is a drone carrier and reconnaissance vehicle with a crew of 1.
6.
What does it benefit us? I haven't really learned much about it yet.
It gives you sensors, seismic, motion, sound, radio, radar, and hyperpulse of 60 kilometers. So it lets you know if someone's coming from about 20 times longer than your sensors.
Yeah, I think we should bring that because this is kind of like a intelligence mission. So how much? So I'll bring a hover APC and a high scout, I think. How many Azami are there?
I don't think we know for sure.
Then I'll bring
now,
the 2.
You have no idea.
Okay, I'll bring 2 hover APCs then.
Okay. Right.
How many do those hold? Like 10, 15,
28.
28?
An inner sphere infantry platoon is 24 people, I think. But that's with gear. You could stuff maybe twice as many people uncomfortably in for a medium length ride.
So we'll bring 2 hover APCs for comfort, the high scout, and then I'm gonna bring the Grasshopper 5N, transferring over the SDLF helmet.
Okay.
You know what, AP?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for it and bring the amp.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll probably end up falling down and looking like an idiot for doing this, but I'm just gonna do it.
I'm all for it, man. One, I just want to see the imp in action.
Same. I just want to shoot this thing. It's got a lot of guns.
All right. I'm gonna spend more money on my XP on my tactics.
Nice.
Boosting it to 3.
Nice.
Over here.
You've beaten me in my tactics.
Improving skills. Increase the skill by 1. Okay.
Skill times 1.5.
But for the folks at home, it's skill times 1.5 for the new level.
Yeah.
Improving attributes costs different depending on how high the attribute is.
I do like the concept of Mechwarrior Destiny, where that you get a single pool of XP that's your currency for buying mechs and raising your abilities and stuff. Like the idea of having to make the choices between that stuff is interesting to me. So I like that.
So curiously, if I'm trying to upgrade my gunnery from 2 to 4, like the skill.
You have to spend them both.
Right, so it's to 3, which is going to be 6 or not
5
6.
points.
5.
4.5 rounds up to 5.
And then to 4 would be 6, so it'd be a total of 11 XP.
Okay,
Correct.
And just know that the chart on page 175 tells you how your gunnery plus reflex carries over to your total.
You also have it in the
skills.
Excel sheet.
You need to get up to
Right.
8. You need to get to 8 to get down to a 2.
right, which is what my paladin is at. So that's kind of why I was just going off of that. I didn't actually have to look at anything else. Cool.
You're not bringing
When do we-
Badger?
When do we start having to make aging checks? I'm absolutely bringing Badger.
Oh, so what is he piloting?
He's piloting the crab, and he's whatever you have him at, because I don't know how to spend experience points for him.
You don't. I spent
Wow.
experience points for him.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Well,
All right, so we got Hunchback, we got Crab, we got Atlas, Grasshopper.
he needs to fix his
Him?
fucking piloting. That's
He's
what
a
I tell him.
4-5. He went from a 4-6 to a 4-5 after last battle.
Ooh,
Good.
nice.
Have a little bit more faith. He
He was honestly the MVP of last
He's a
battle.
teenage knight.
Good. He's gonna.
I need to get myself a squire. I want a squire
Yeah.
I might have to play him. So
or a knight.
I need him to.
Pretty
need him to be
soon,
okay.
Lachlan's kids are going to be old enough where Lachlan can have them follow him around to learn to learn statecraft.
Yeah.
No. After a certain point, though, they get sent. They have to learn from someone
Yeah.
else, right?
They got to go to the academy.
Yeah.
Send
the,
them to
the
Nice.
paging
New
program.
Avalon
right.
Institute of Science, huh?
Yeah.
I feel
No,
like
they
I
gotta
should get AP
paging.
Gaming Real shirts with Nace on them. Given
Right.
how
Oh,
often
dude,
we
I
talked
would,
about it.
I would definitely get that. I would definitely get
Every
that.
for in the feudal stuff, yeah, like you got to send your kids to the paging program, so like they're all in like the capital or whatever, learning their shit, like learning like how to read and stuff, and then they get sent out as squires to other people. Like you don't get to squire as a kid.
Well, also, I mean, it kind of depends on the era. A lot of times, like the firstborn
Yeah, in Battletech, the
would be kept
squiring-
with the Lord.
Squiring doesn't exactly work like that. You're too Pendragon right
Then-
now.
Then, but
Even in that era, a lot of times
it ruins
you
the feudal bonds of it. Yeah.
Even in that era,
There's a
you would a lot of
reason.
times keep your heir around, and then you have a second kid to send off
Yeah.
to make that kind of picture.
my gosh.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter though. The reason for that is so it's like it's kind of like a hostage as well as like learning. It's like a respect
yeah.
thing of like this way I don't just kill you, you know.
But that's also part of why, like, a lot of times it was common to keep your
Okay, guys.
heir with
Let
you.
me just say, we're an
Considering
hour
our
and a half
Lord is-
into this
is-
episode, and
It's
we
whatever Reincold says we need.
still haven't started the actual mission.
I know that's I was about
I
to
thought
say.
that was the goal.
You didn't wait. I was yeah. Wait, you said you literally started the episode being like, well, I don't know how much we're gonna get into it, so I immediately wrote it off, being like, we're not doing it.
We are doing it.
Yeah. So Sam and I are on the same page. Okay. Well, let's get ready to rumble.
All right.
All right.
Lachlan, you're not bringing anybody with you?
I'm
Or you
bringing
bring-
Morgan.
Okay. And
I might have been bringing my LRMs with me.
Hunchback, whatever she wants to pilot.
I don't have anyone else, right? I've got those
she
tankers.
would insist on piloting the Hunchback for several different reasons.
God,
The
could you
first of
imagine?
which is she doesn't want to have a headache the whole time.
God, could you imagine bringing an archer in the LRMs? How much hurt that would bring?
Oh man,
But no, I'm bringing that tomorrow.
you don't have tankers? You can still bring the LRMs.
My tanks
I am, but
are-
I'm not bringing them. No.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
We're keeping it a lean force, is what you're saying.
yeah. Well, I mean,
A lean of
but
6 mechs.
but like extremely heavy. Yeah, whereas
It's
super
5
heavy
mechs
lance.
and 3
It
tanks,
is
so
five-
it's technically
it's
2 lances. You're
Yeah.
a light company.
Then maybe probably the crap goes with the vehicles.
Oh, that was the sound of my radar falling down. Given the fact that the internet hasn't been cut off, I assume it's okay. Yeah,
Matt,
there's a staggering to this formation as there are very different levels of piloting skill. Anko Khan seems to have the easiest time moving the long distance of the highway, and Lachlan kind of back middle, struggling with the new control scheme. Morgan behind, and then in distant last, the crab, even though it's faster than all of your mechs. He's just, this is an endurance thing. He's not been a mech warrior for even a year. He's a teenager. His piloting skill's way worse than anybody. There's a lot of Badger. You gotta keep up, man.
Oh, guys, you're going a little fast.
Zoink, Scoobs.
Oh, man.
Can we take another break?
Oh, man, I gotta pee, guys.
Keep the comms clear.
At this pace, it's a 2-day journey to the western port.
Okay.
And
It's not too bad.
I will take suggestions for the name of the western port now.
Westport.
No, that is awful.
Are you really? Okay.
How about Westfall?
What is with the name West being in it?
I mean, what, you know.
It really knows its place in Whittington. Okay.
I mean, okay. So if
All
you
right,
don't like
no,
the
I'm
West,
gonna go with traditional naming then.
because what I was thinking about was the fact that that's very common. Actually,
Carleon.
naming of cities.
It's gonna be named after the Forsaken from Wheel of Time.
Oh wow.
Hey, dude.
Okay, so it is called Lanfordport.
All right, Lanth report.
As you approach, you go from trees into just out of nowhere. The land is sand, right? Like there's almost no indication. And after a while, it gets to that like broken Mesa-y level until finally you see the shining sea to the west. Lots of Federated Suns flags here. The places you've been so far, there hasn't been a lot of we're on the sides of the Federated Suns, right? Because you've either been at an abandoned farm or you've been at the capital city where if you're like flying your Federated Suns flag, the Draconis Combine's going to show up and be like, hey buddy, here's security services. They just want to have a talk with you and your entire family. Here, the fist of the Federated Suns the Sunburst is shown everywhere, and there's even a few Lyran fists as well to represent the new alliance. You can see that the military base is not very big. It's a Navy base that is home to like 4 or 5 ships. And outside of town, there's like a new commune being set up that is very clearly of the Azami. Just right off of the highway.
Quick question for you, AP.
Very Cyberpunk 2077.
As we were traveling over these 2 days, did the High Scout get any good intelligence of like enemy movement and that sort of thing?
So
question,
you
dude.
started close enough to the city that you could send the High Scouts drones there, but in doing so, you would definitely risk not only the drones being spotted but shot down.
Well, I was more thinking about.
Or are
sensors.
you scouting ahead of your path?
Yeah, it's both ahead of our path and.
Okay, so the
also,
High
like,
Scout believes that you are being followed, right? It's starting to pick up sensors behind you, but since you're concentrating mostly forwardly, it's almost completely clear you are occasionally overflown by enemy aircraft. Like about every 6 hours, you get an overflight of something way as like high atmosphere, maybe edge of the atmosphere, just taking pictures, keeping an eye on you.
Got it. Okay, so we're definitely being monitored.
Yes.
Is what it's saying. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody's
Okay.
getting anywhere close enough. Like, they probably know you have a High Scout, but they don't know where the drones for it are, so they don't know how close to get. And whatever's following you is keeping a healthy, respectful distance. Your drones are like, it's like a hovercraft or something, just trying to struggle to make sure that if you stop for the night, they can keep track of you.
Right. Okay.
You're
Okay.
on a long, straight road due west, so keeping track of you is not really that difficult.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, especially for using the main.
Yeah,
road.
like from space, you can see the giant, long, straight road cutting through the forest,
Oh,
stopping
my
at nothing. Mountains
Yeah,
are carved around it. Yeah. So for you, Jasper, you notice that the flag of the Azami is a black it's a yellow scorpion on a black banner. And there are like signs reading that this is the future home of the Azami Lancers.
Question for you, AP. What would Anko know of the Azami and like their desires, aspirations, goals, that sort of thing?
I feel like we can make a roll on that.
Sure.
What would be an appropriate skill? Almost certainly knowledge.
Are you
politics.
not Azami wise?
Yeah, Azami wise. Not common here.
Well, I mean, okay. So
she wants to open the skill. She'll need to test it 6 times.
Wow. I guess this could potentially fall under protocol.
House Guard is
like
the game we're playing.
I've got knowledge.
Definitely perception.
You think so? Situational awareness, determinosity. She
not-
wants
well,
to
this is
know
knowledge
what.
heraldry.
Yeah, this is
it's
knowledge.
It's probably knowledge Whittington.
Yeah, it'll just be a knowledge skill that you don't have. So just roll intelligence.
Easy.
Okay. Yeah, I've got knowledge teaching, but I don't have knowledge anything else.
Can I use knowledge politics to know about the their like the demographic makeup of the territory?
Absolutely. Would you like to?
Yes.
Okay, make a roll.
Basically, like the
So,
reason.
do you mean the demographic makeup of the Azami?
I mean, basically, like knowing about the Azami as like a demographic group.
Yes.
That the politics has to deal with.
Each of you can roll. Your difficulties will be difficult because you're asking for different things. You are looking for basic knowledge that's gradated, Eddie. So I'm setting yours at a 10. You are looking for something very specific about this branch of the Azami. So I'm giving you a 13.
Can I roll knowledge parenting?
Knowledge parenting.
For what?
Dealing with a bunch of
Being a
babies.
good dad.
You told them to leave and they did.
All right, fine.
Oh wow.
Guess I can't.
I mean, I guess one way that I could maybe tackle this is more of like, what's the?
You've asked to do something.
Yeah.
Giving
I have
you
a
the
plus.
difficulty.
I have a +5.
I'm not
I
rolling
will
anything.
roll.
You all can do. I mean, I'll help if you all reach
That's
out
an
for any
8
questions.
plus
or whatever.
5 is a 13.
Boxcars, baby.
All
That's
right.
gonna be a 15.
All right, so here's the political side of it. The Azami here. So the Azami are a central part of the Draconis Combine. They are a subgroup of a subgroup. They are the first Muslims that went into space. They are North African Shiites. There was a plague on Terra, and that particular ethno-cultural group suffered from that plague. They carried the virus dormant in their genes, and when they arrived on the Azami worlds, where they like kept moving around because people were like, "No, don't live here. We hate you." They kept moving around until they found a world nobody could live on because it was shitty and hot and full of minerals, and they lived there. The Draconis Combine early on was like, "Hey, we're gonna conquer you. We're gonna send like a bunch of dudes to do it." And then they showed up and they were like, "Oh God, we're all dying, and now we've left you all our military equipment because we died of the plague." So yeah, like the Azami genetically are considered to be disease carriers because they very much are, and their virus has spread on their worlds as like an absolute defense method against people. So the Draconis Combine does not allow religion. They have a state religion where the coordinator is called the Dragon, and he's like the super god. But they look the other way for people like Santa Claus. Santa Claus is considered an aspect of the dragon in a very Hindu way. There is a precept among Islam called fear. I think it's called Taqiyya. I apologize, Muslims. I'm about to butcher your religion. Where if you are suffering persecution, you can deny that you're Muslim. It's an accepted part of it. And basically, like, the head of the Azami met with the coordinator and was like, "Yo, man, like, we're not going to stop being Azami." And he was like, "That's cool. As long as you don't make a big deal out of it, we need your minerals more than we need your morals." And they were like, "All right, handshaking. We can be Muslim as long as we don't say it." So they're one of the very few allowed religious subgroups, but they're more than just a subgroup now. Like they used to be all North African, but it's been hundreds of years. They used to be Draconis Combine, but it's been hundreds of years. They used to be all Muslim, but it's been hundreds of years. They're a ethno-cultural religious movement that are generally considered to be like disease criminals. but they are useful to the Draconis Combine. Some of them that find living in the Draconis Combine too oppressive have moved to Whittington at the behest of the previous head of the Hirokan household. That is what you get politically. Anko, you know that they're new arrivals. They've been arriving on the planet over the last 20 to 30 years. Basically, you know, they've been here for almost as long as you've been alive. So for all you know, they've been here for your entire life.
Right.
They have a lot of reputation as being like criminals. Recently, there was an upswing. Jasper was like, okay, they're full citizens. And everyone was like, okay, I guess they've been doing all right. And then Jasper was like, they're criminals. And then everyone was like, okay, they're criminals. They're bad. We don't like them anymore.
So to give you context, AP,
They're
like
technically citizens.
Yes, they are.
Right.
They're Federated Sun citizens. Jasper secured that for them.
to give you context of kind of what Anko is trying to understand here. She wants to know what are some points of leverage of like convincing them to aid us in the defense of Whittington.
Well, a lot of them have kids that were born here now. Like Yusuf was born here, essentially. He's in his early 20s. And, you know, they've tied into the local community quite heavily. Roughly 30% of them have disappeared into the criminal underworld to follow their previous leader, Arkady. 20% seem to have just seated themselves in the community and no longer follow the Azami precepts, and the other 50% have moved out here. It's not really clear what they want exactly. They just kind of moved out here and have been privately setting up a mercenary base.
Got it. Okay.
But now that you're looking at it, you know, like you've heard scary stories about the Azami mercenaries setting up on the far west, but when you get out here, it's like the wall isn't high enough to keep a battle mech out. It's barely high enough to keep a tank out. And when I say keep it out, I mean like if you drove a tank into it, it might take 2 or 3 tries before you knock it down. There's large fields being set up. You don't see any mechs. You see some aggro mechs out like weeding and preparing to set. But yeah, like they're not the big scary thing that the news has been telling you they are. They're just people. What they want isn't known to anybody because they're extremely private.
Yeah. Okay. I think over comms, as we start approaching,
Jasper,
would we use call signs since we're technically on
Yeah,
mission?
we're Roselands again.
Okay.
It's been working well so far.
And you're Rose 1?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rose 1, it may be best that you hold back at first, as you have history with these people. Let us assess what they're doing here. And, of course, we will continue to move towards our mission objective.
I'm not sure about that, Rose 3. I'm an 100-ton mech that looks very much like me. And our history. I don't think stealthy is an approach we're going to be able to pull off here.
I fear that we may escalate the situation. But you have a point.
Well, the situation is the situation. We're not here to negotiate with them. We're offering them an ultimatum.
Understood. Do you mind if I speak with them?
You may. Is that clear to you, Rose 2?
Roger.
Like, I don't care. I'll kill these people.
I mean, Lachlan would like to recruit them. They were already,
Yeah.
some of them were already training to be asteroid miners, and he
They
can always
actually
use...
are. They actually are out there as apprentice asteroid miners, and they're.
Yeah, he didn't.
We haven't
fire
talked about
anyone.
it, but they're actually being persecuted by their fellows right now because of the Draconis Combine. But you don't have any communication to the asteroid belt, so you have no idea about that situation.
Well, we did talk about like in the very beginning, like Lachlan was like trying to like push like integration between the like trainees and stuff. But once it went dark, I'm assuming any of those programs he was putting into place went right out the door.
So I guess like as we're approaching,
as you're approaching, like you're hitting the outskirts of the city, and you can see that people have come out to cheer, right? Like there wasn't a party prepared for you, but you can see like people walking down the main road, like hold up a fist or make the sign of the sunburst with their hands, and like the mayor is like, parade! We need a parade! The Federated Sons military has come. There's Battlemechs.
Lachlan will give an in-mech salute for the crowd.
Okay, Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not Iron Man. You're Justin Hammer.
Ruthless. Ruthless.
I could see Lachlan doing a Justin Hammer cosplay, though, right?
Not wrong.
Marines! Hip thrust.
Not wrong. Just ruthless.
Yeah, so I guess I would follow Jasper's lead in terms of like where we end up and like where are we going to like pause at the entrance and like go directly to the Azami, or are we going to like enter in? So yeah, I think.
What's the play here, Commander? Rose 1.
You're leading this.
Yeah,
you had permission to talk to them first. So.
Oh no, I was more just saying like
talk to them first.
Oh.
No, sorry. To clarify, I was thinking, are we taking the mechs into the city?
Yeah, absolutely. We're not getting out of their mechs. We're gonna order them that they had to come with us.
No, I meant like, are we going into the city, stationing our mechs, then walking out to them and talking with them? Or are we going to just roll up with our freaking heavy armor?
Oh, we're rolling up and we're telling them what the deal is.
Okay. Well, in that case, if that's your prerogative, like
that's how I would like to do things. But do you think Anko would do something different?
I think Anko would take it from like you all station at the entrance of the city, and then Anko would walk over on foot to talk with the Azami leader.
Oh no, I would absolutely. I order you to stay in your mech. Absolutely, you are not getting out of your mech.
What were you saying, Sam? I missed that.
Well, I was gonna say that between Jasper was given command, and then Anko seemed to want to like handle the negotiations. So as far as Lachlan's concerned, like this is your guys' show. Like I'm here to help.
No, you're allowed to talk and negotiate with them, but I set the terms of how you're doing
engage.
That.
Right,
yeah,
and that's why I was asking you.
No, that is it. Yeah, so it's I guess maybe another part of that would have been like,
remember, Rose 2, this is a military mission, not a diplomatic one.
Roger that.
I'm gonna make it hard for you, dude. I'm gonna make it hard for you.
Lachlan hits the radio and is like, well, it's not diplomatic. It's sort of a diplomatic mission.
But you know why I said that, though.
I know. That's Lachlan's response through the comms.
Yeah.
So I think as we roll up, Anko will like move forward past you.
We have two lances. So one is Rose Lance, the other one's Thorn Lance. Oh shit, nice. Sick. All right, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I like it. So, let's see. I'm trying to think.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. So I think Anko comes around. So AP, just to like give me as a player context, like how is this set up? Is there a clear place where people gather where?
Yes, there is a mosque.
Okay.
So it is a compound it's a walled compound, but the wall is human sized and car sized, not
right.
tank or Battlemech size.
This is the Azami's
This
compound.
is the Azami compound. Large fields where corn is being planted, and numerous buildings. It looks like private residences are not really a thing here. They mostly live in like a large series of barracks or dormitories, and like a cafeteria type area, a administration office, a farming office, like a hangar for all of their mechs. It does seem like they have some form of firing range and armory. You see probably like 50 or 60 men and women out like jogging with assault rifles and full packs, just like around the compound on an interior track. Looks like they're getting some training in or discipline, something of that kind.
Okay.
As your mechs are approaching, someone goes up on the front gate wall and has like a radio and is like, approaching Battlemech forces. Identify yourself.
This is Rose Company. We are here to talk with you, the Azami.
The Rose Company, identify yourself. We do not recognize that force designation.
Yeah, they wouldn't know we're... That's our internal conversation talks. We are the Southern Battlemech forces or whatever under Major Garcia, right? Like you would say that. Like you would say...
Okay. Yeah, I guess like in terms of military speak,
yeah.
or
you would have said the right thing. You would have said the right thing.
Yeah.
So he says, what is the purpose of your coming here?
We wish to ask the Azami to fight with us.
This is internal.
Tell them, not ask.
I remember I told you that you could lead the conversation. I'm deliberately like backseating you right now.
Yeah.
That's intentional. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
There is a long pause, and you can see that, like maybe your sensors are zooming in. Probably a drone from the high scout is capturing like 3 different angles of the person you're talking to. Right. So they're standing up on the wall. They're wearing cargo pants and like a loose shirt. They have a sort of elaborate headgear on, and it's not just to like keep the sun out. It's also somewhat traditional. I think it's called a kafia.
Okay.
But even then, the kafia is like, this person is just, you don't just pick something like this up off the ground, right? They are looking directly at one of the drone cameras as it's slowly hovering around, and he says, long pause, I see an atlas with unique colorations among your company. Is Jasper Haruka among you?
He is.
And who is in command of this mission?
I am leading this conversation.
Who is in command of this mission?
He is in command.
So he stares into the drone's camera, and then he says, it is a time of quiet. I will speak with you. And the main gates begin to open to allow, one battle mech at a time to enter the compound.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So Anko will lead the pack.
Is that where we call the session?
Do you guys have a few extra minutes to continue playing, or is that where we're calling the session?
I'm okay playing some more.
I've got a few minutes, but I'm gonna have to run pretty soon here.
Okay. Like 10 to less than 10?
10 minutes is fine.
10's fine, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, they begin setting up a tea service at a hastily erected, like, plastic table with chairs.
Okay.
Lachlan will start getting out of his mech to go have tea.
Wait,
What do you do? What do you do? Lachlan is starting to power down
we're
to
not,
get out and go
no,
get
we're not
tea.
powering out of our mechs to talk. They need to come with us and leave.
So Lachlan will open the comms and will say, Jasper, I understand where you're coming from, but if you want to blow up any chance we have of recruiting these people on good terms, we should just start shooting. And he's going to continue powering down his back so he can get out.
I agree with Lachlan.
Fine. Well, then I guess I'll be on sentry duty.
Very well. If things go south and I die, you can get revenge for me.
So Morgan stays on sentry duty as well.
Hear that, Badger? You get a Black Knight. That's like the last thing you hear before it then turns off.
Yeah, you just then we have Lachlan's like unbuckling himself. He's like, fucking ass. He knows he's just trying to get under my skin.
I snuck that one. That was below the belt, dude. That was entirely not fair.
This damn guy, this like unbuckling, like this fucking guy makes everything so much more difficult.
I do. I do it only because it's a role-playing game and you deserve it.
That was perfect. But that's the same thing as like at the same time, like Lachlan and Jasper now know each other well enough that he's just like, all right, fine, fucking court-martial me. I'm gonna go do the mission.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing where it's like we had the option of recruiting them, but if they fuck that over, Anko being at that table is probably the best bet because she's the skilled combatant in that regard as well.
So yeah, like they get out. Lachlan will go with Anko and take a seat.
Having some tea.
He's probably like before like getting down to business, right? Like Lachlan's doing his normal like a little bit too expansive, like trying to be a nice guy thing, and he's like asking like detailed questions about the tea and shit.
They're equally gracious and articulate, and there's a lot of gesturing.
Yeah,
but the man across the table from you,
too.
who is almost certainly Yusuf, is sitting quietly and staring at an empty chair.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jasper felt it may be best for him not to be sitting at the table, but...
Why would he feel that? We have done exactly as he has asked.
It's military protocol. I wouldn't worry about it. He's a bit of a stickler for the rules, wants to make sure we're protected and whatnot. It's formality, of course.
We are in a time of turmoil, as it were.
We are in a time of total war.
I didn't want to... Okay. Anyway.
I suppose being a Mechwarrior is our destiny.
Wow. Indeed. Which leads us to the conversation we wish to have with you and your people. I find myself and our company as well in need of skilled warriors. And I've heard nothing but great things of the Azami and their abilities. I know...
God, sorry.
He rolls his eyes and he says, martial prowess is not transferred through one's blood. It is through training, discipline, and values.
And your values are what we cherish.
Are they?
I certainly do.
Frankly, you've all been left out in the cold here. I can recognize that. I think
it's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit here, by the way. You've been left out in the cold in the middle of the desert.
It's a metaphor.
I understand. I just wanted to highlight the situation.
He'll say, it seems to me you all have two different options here. You can try to stay neutral and see what happens. Maybe, who knows, the Combine could win and things could change for you. Although I'm given to understand quite a few of your people came here to Whittington to try to escape the Combine the way
he holds a hand up
our
and
own
he
families
says,
did.
There seems to be a misunderstanding here. We are applying for a license to become a mercenary company, but Comstar Mercenary Review Board has yet to have approved. We are not authorized to engage in any military action. And as you can see here, we are barely even finishing setting up living. We have had to heavily leverage against the future. But we are doing as our Lord's final command was.
So why don't you let us help you take some of that leverage off the future, help balance your book, so to speak, make some assurances that once this war is over, you won't have to resort to mercenary work. I know that some of your people are up in my asteroid mining communities, though I've lost touch with them in the chaos. It's only a matter of time before things get back on track here on Whittington.
I agree. And I could myself, my family, or my house could use skilled individuals such as yourselves. I will do what I can to support that if we can come to an agreement here today.
What exactly is it you want from us? I've told you that we cannot engage in military action without Comstar's authorization. The paperwork is being held up.
If you revoke the military chart or the mercenary charter, there's no need to go through Comstar, and you will be legal combatants of the Federated Sons. I can't say that I agree with the decisions. Maybe he would probably say that a little more carefully. He would maybe say,
Right.
I'm
That's kind
not,
of where I was going to go too.
I'm not sure I was on the same page with how things shook out with your people before the war was declared. But frankly, the way I see it, what wasn't my business before became my business the moment the Draconis Combine invaded. And now we need everyone we can get. And I believe that your people would still rather work with us than the Combine. I think we can make a better offer.
We can all rebuild together when this is over. But that only happens if we win.
So he takes a sip of tea and looks at the atlas and says, and whom would we serve? I'm hearing a lot of we, but we do not work for we.
I would be more than glad to take you under my wing.
And
Myself
who are
as
you
well.
exactly?
I am Uncle Khan,
Housemate
of
Go
the
ahead,
Sapaku
sorry.
family.
The McDougal household would also gladly have your people come work for us, or some sort of split between it. Like I said, your people have made excellent workers up in the asteroid mines, and if that's the type of work that people would like to do, there are always going to be good jobs up there.
And you said as you said before, skilled pilots and skilled warriors are not born, but trained and taught. That is what my house has done previously. We are educators, people of the mind and philosophy, warriors as well.
All right, I'd like each of you to make a negotiation roll.
Would this be negotiation or protocol?
This guy is a significant enough NPC that I'm rolling to see what your difficulty is based on the destiny rolls.
The real drama is going to come when Jasper's like, you just hired them? What the fuck?
But to clarify, because I know that Anko has she's good in most places, but protocol is definitely very high up there. Leadership's pretty high up there.
Okay, it's negotiation now.
It is negotiation. All right,
yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and just increase my negotiation.
All right, my negotiation is a 5.
I'm getting a lot of that.
That's a 7 plus 5. I'm gonna go ahead and spend an edge to reroll my 1 here.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's like it. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and use an edge to roll that 1.
Okay.
Whoop.
Yeah, that's a 10 plus 5, so 15.
You only roll 1 dice. Choose to reroll. Okay, yep. All right. They rolled a 12 on 46, so they are willing to take down their banner and raise the banners of House Khan and House McDougal and provide each of you with 1 unit of infantry for now. And they will discuss a further contract when they get their MRB license to act as mech pilots in a legal conflict.
Is there any way that we can move that along quickly?
You will need to negotiate with Comstar, which we don't have time to do right now.
Dun,
Fair
dun,
enough.
dun, dun,
I was
dun,
just
dun.
more getting like goals and understand that, so we can definitely tackle that next time.
Okay. So yeah, we see 1 banner go down and somebody heads out to a Kinko's to go print 2 more different banners. The end of the episode is just Yusuf, scimitar at his side, the wind billowing his kafia, staring at the Atlas, who refuses to come down and talk to him.
All of that. That's honestly an amazing image.
Yeah,
It is.
I can't wait to have to talk to Jasper about this as well next week. Yeah. Anyway, this will be good.
Yeah.
Take 3 experience points.
Hell yeah.
Next week we will have Aaron Epoch guessing as a mech antagonist, which is why I was getting everybody's gunnery, piloting, and forces that you were bringing. Will you be bringing your new infantry forces in your APCs?
Sure.
Yeah, why not, right?
Makes sense.
That'd be so funny if they die. They all die in the first battle.
No, don't say it, Sam.
That would be really funny.
Absolutely.
That'd be terrible.
They're mercenaries. You hired them. That's what they're for.
So they
No,
are
we're
3/4
adopting
infantry. They are regular line. Like they train often.
Yeah.
They train like this is their job now. As they infantry.
Well, it's their job.
Okay. Anything you guys want to add here at the end of the episode?
Is that considered like
excited.
under militias?
They are.
Trained
Sure.
infantry.
You can add them under militia or just anywhere you would add regular forces because they are not your house militia. They are a mercenary group. They are so for the purpose of this war, they are pledging themselves to your house. But after that's over, the pledge will be revoked and they'll go back to being mercenaries. They're temporarily,
or they'll join one of our houses.
Right.
well, they're more interested in you paying them than in. They're willing to go along with this. It's somewhat of a charade. Like, they're not going to go back on their word, right? But they are willing to join you now for the purpose of this war to prove themselves. If after the war, you'll give them jobs as mercenaries.
Sure.
So they have.
But Lachlan's more interested in giving them jobs as miners, as he's clearly.
Sure.
So he may try to still convince them of that.
That's possible.
And Anko's would love them as teachers. She wants to build out a mech.
Okay, well, they have 20 mech pilots among them of various. So just to be clear, these are not like 2-3 mech pilots. They're more like 4 or 5 or 5-6 mech pilots. They have training, but they've only used agromechs. I'm just the imagery of my boy standing on the. So there's more to Yusuf than we've gone into, and specifically Jasper cock blocking him here. I mean, we don't get that part of it.
I love that.
I love the banner going down, flapping in the wind, of the yellow scorpion on the black background. Okay, we good for next week?
Yep, I should be.
All right, we'll be back to shoot each other. Actually, I'll probably be sleeping the whole battle.
Nice. Finally.
Finally, get some rest, right? It's not like Empyrean's gonna let me do that.
No.
Have a good day, guys. Thanks for joining me, and a great game today. We went in so many directions, so many memes. It was a crazy episode.
I love this game. I love this game so much.
Same.
All right.